I'm the one who probably spent the most time on the idea and have the visions.
When it comes to taking advice, I just don't do.
Nothing more heartbreaking than when you're trying to help an entrepreneur and they just won't be coached.
The biggest thing I noticed, and that we talk about in investment committees, is we're like, is that founder coachable? They sit there and they're like, no, this is my vision and this is how it's supposed to be. And I'm like, that's great. No one's buying your product.
Зашто ако додадеме тука, како што ќе се зголемува бројот на сервиси? Ако ги додадеме сите тука сервиси, ќе треба да скролаш цело време.
Аха, сега ще кажеш само да ти се поврзаните, а на плюсчата да...
Да. А од кога ќе ги имаш поврзано, тука можеш да го отврзаш и да го поврзаш пак. What we do is like you're basically connecting different data sources, accounts that you have, and you get paid for that. Instead of other people getting paid for using your data, you're getting paid for other people using your data. There are people out there that understand the problem and know why we need to solve it.
One of the mistakes that we did in the beginning was that we went for the end vision from the beginning. And maybe the market or the users or other people are not ready for that.
It's not a good practice to invest a lot of time and a lot of resources into something that people don't really like.
Sometimes you feel lost and you're like, am I on the right track?
Especially coming from a technical background, sometimes you assume that people have knowledge of what you're talking about, and that's not always the case.
Значи, ова ќе биде фактички у телефонот. И, например, Connect, и тука ќе ги имаш сите други сервиси. И кога ќе го додадеш, ќе ги имаш сите податоци.
It is amazing to have you all back here at SheStarts and in the house at Blue Chili to see a little bit about how far these founders have come. You know who they are and what their businesses are. So in that short 15 minutes with the founders that you've been paired up with, just 15 minutes, for them to ask you that burning question they desperately want to ask.
What do you think the app is about?
Maybe like a language?
Language app, okay.
Like a language app?
Referee is a discovery engine that allows you to see the world as other people. For example, if you're curious about what the world looks like from a Singaporean student, it's like you just click on that and the online world of these people will unfold in front of you. When you're building something that you haven't built before, the reality is about to prove you wrong.
If you just pitch me what it is right now, I'd say it's not distinguished enough.
And then understanding who you need around you to execute well.
You really just need one person to get on board, to validate.
And if you can genuinely articulate a massive vision that you truly believe in, the stronger that is, the stronger the people and the team that you're going to have.
Which community you're trying to serve.
A lot of the people who approached me and signed up were from advertising and marketing. It's easy to build a discovery engine that's fun and that's personalised, that's based on an advertising model, but at the end of the day, that's not what I set out to build. They wanted a product that wasn't really what I was building.
How would you feel about building something that you actually didn't believe in?
What's the most important thing being a person? I think about my grandpa. He was a very respected person, and I remember like one of my first memories was of him, his funeral, and there were like tens of thousands of people there. These people would turn up literally across the country in busloads. They didn't go and visit to see him off because of his title or anything like that, it's because he's a person. So often when I think about revenue represents what I believe as, you know, how you should dedicate your life. You should do something that's of meaning and it's actually more than just for yourself.
Ме пиша мейл ми прати порака, демак дали a lot of things in the company change, the vision stays the same.
Big thing is deciding which features do you go for and which features do you avoid.
We have to prove ourselves that we are on the right track every day.
If you build a product which is not based on feedback, then it doesn't necessarily feed the market.
We had a lot of discussions in the past 3 months with clients, what they actually want to see.
You've got to stage your big vision. Make small increments. It's like you want to cross the river. So you know which route you want to take, But the specific stones that you're gonna step on, halfway through you see, well, that stone is kind of slippery. I don't want to step on that stone, but I'll go this way. You know where you want to end up, but sometimes the path kind of zigzags.
If we were waiting to feel prepared for any of this, we would have never done any of this. So we learned to thrive in chaos. You launch before you're ready, you launch before everything is perfect, everything crashes down, then you learn from that. And in the end of the day, you just figure out that it's not that big of a deal.
Oh, demo day is critical. Yeah, no, I can't emphasize enough. Everyone should feel a sense of urgency.
Every CEO will make choices that they believe is right, and they will have to own those choices and the repercussions of them, whether they're good or they're bad.
We don't need another content app that's based on an advertising model. That's the easy route. It's when other people take the easy road, but you stick to your principles. That's what counts. And it became apparent that what I want to build is more than a one-person job. Then the focus shifted to, okay, finding a team. When I found great people, how do I keep them? And I think that comes down to understanding mission, values and purpose. And once you understand that bit, then questions and decisions are not as hard, because I think that's what keeps people excited and give their best to your project.
Do we still need a full prototype out by the end of today?
That's the aim.
Cool.
So how can we do it? That's what I'm here to do, like full on.
What's both challenging and nice about this is getting a day or to turn it around and put something out. It's a really hard problem, and if you just talk about it as it is, everyone just goes, oh, I don't know. But then Xiao Han really brings that personal passion to try and fix it in a really interesting way.
Chris is brilliant. I trust him completely with the designs. Actually calms me down quite a lot.
Why are you panicking?
I was thinking about demo day, what I'm going to be doing, and then I thought, crap, I do need to have a clickable prototype.
Yeah, you'll have one.
He's not only great at design, but he believes in the core mission of Refni. So only thing I'm going to do is say
like an auto PowerPoint sort of thing.
Yeah, super simple. It's like call to action. For demo day, we worked out how to phrase it. Refni experienced 1,000 lives in one day.
Customer Demo Day. This is an opportunity on a golden platter.
This is what it's all leading to.
You never know who your next customer will be. Potentially maybe work with GSK and Sunsuper. We know what we are doing, like it's very clear for us what we want to achieve. We don't think about anything else.
But you can't really wait for yourself to be prepared, you just do it. That's part of startup life.
I kind of went for a long time thinking I'm not quite sure what demo day is, I'm not quite sure what I have to do, therefore I didn't do anything. And then last week I'm like, no, that won't work if I USB into here.
No.